everyone. Welcome to Music Scrap, the Musical Scrapper. Another Monday in Eastern Mars. And I'm just going to quiet down my Twitter bleeps a little bit here. And so you don't have to listen to them ringing all the time. There we go. All right. So I'm just going to move this off to the side. So, I have been organizing my stamps. Now, let's see. If I put this somewhere, I don't want them to go sliding all around. Hold on. Okay. So, just a moment here. I don't want to drop this because they're all in order. So here's my bin. Oh, I think I might have to back up a little bit. Hold on. Need to get my zoom out a little bit more. Okay, there we go. Now I need to focus again. And turn off the focus. Oops. And turn off the focus, autofocus, there we go. Okay, so we still have some people coming in, but, so, I kind of started a little bit the other day. I actually started this whole process before I moved a year ago, but I didn't have everything unpacked to continue the organization process once I got here. Now, I'm kind of doing mine a little bit how Jamie stopped doing hers. I was going to do them similar to how Jamie's doing hers, just with the stamps stuck to this chipboard and not in the page protector. But some of my stamps aren't, you know, once stamps get manhandled or whatever, and sometimes they can lose their cling. And I don't want them falling all in through my bins. I'd rather them fall down to the bottom of my page protector if they're not going to stick. So, I have buckets. I'll show you the bucket later that I'm going to keep them in. So, I was working on backgrounds and borders, which is one of my categories. And then I was working on one called Elements. Then I have journaling. Most of my journaling ones are done, I think. Some of my journaling ones have to be transferred. I started this whole technique of putting them all in CD cases. I started this a couple years ago. And out of all the CD cases collected and everything. But I don't like this at all. First of all, I have a lot of larger stamps, like these background stamps, that won't fit in the CD cases. So right away, that means I'm going to have two different forms of storage. Well, three, because my wood stamps, some of my wooden mount stamps, I'm not unmounting. I'm going to keep them as wood blocks, my big backgrounds and stuff like that, because that's the way I like them. So then I would have to have these and this version and my wood stamps, and I want to have a few different ways of organizing. So I have to take everything that I've already put in these out. So I still have all that to do. But anyway, whatever. It will get done. That's my last step, because at least they're organized. So yes, that's what I'm going to do, Dee Dee. They're going to be stood up. These bins are too shallow to stand them up because they'll tip over on the shelf. But I have these bins. Okay, so I have this bin like this, and they will stand up like this so I can flip through them. Okay, so that's how they're eventually going to be organized. But I also do have the option, because they're in page protectors, okay, if I'm going to a crop, I can pull out the stamps that I'm going to use at a crop, and I can throw them in a binder and just take certain ones with me to a crop. So that's the plan, and that's the reason why I decided on using the page protectors. That's another reason I decided to use the page protectors. So, hi Eileen. Hi Pam. Nice to see you. And Dixie. Hi Dixie. Yeah, so what I've done is this. These are those, I don't know, a couple of years ago at Zellers, I was just looking around in the computer department, and they're actually on the shelf by the computer paper and stuff. But these are lightweight chipboard, and what they're actually called is comic board. So they're for comic illustrators, for laying out comic book pages and stuff. So they're sort of, they've got some kind of finish on them, but they're not really glossy. It's hard to explain. And it's lightweight chipboard, but it's sturdier than cereal box chipboard. And of course, because I have stamps on them, and I'm going to be standing them up, it couldn't be just paper because they wouldn't stand up in your bin and they'd flop over and whatever. Now, if you're going to just put them all in binders, you can just do them on paper. But I needed something that was sturdy. So as I was going, I thought I was going to need Mac Tack to put on these. And then I remembered, as I was going, when you get your sets of clear stamps, they come with the acetate behind them and a piece of acetate over. But for this method of organizing, you only need the one. You only need the one on the back, okay, that has the print on it, so you can see the design. And so then what I've been doing is I've just been collecting the other half of acetate, all right, so that I keep that, so that when I have, oops, so that when I have these rubber stamps to mount on here, I just use a piece of leftover acetate, and I use my ATG gun. You can use any type of double-sided tape, or you can glue it, whatever you want to do, but acetate, the dry tape works best, okay? And I have just taped a piece of acetate. Let me try and get that there. You can see it there. So I've taped a piece of acetate there. Yes, I overdo the ATG, always do. All right, and so this background stamp sticks to it. So then once I have my stamps organized on the page, I stamp twice. I stamp once here, and I stamp once that gets adhered to the back. Okay? Now this page, these pages are going to go in my catalog binder. But for now, they're not there yet because I have to still make my tabs. I have my tab punch. So I'm going to be making tabs. And, oh, I did that in backwards. Oops, hold on. Hi, Marie. Hi, Jeannie. So, and I'm going to do one set, so you'll just see how I go through it. It takes a little while to do it, longer than you would think. Now, one thing that I also do, because these are 8.5 by 11 chipboards, but if you leave them at 8.5 by 11, they're a pain in the patootie to get into the sleeve by the time you add the thickness of your stamps, especially the rubber stamps. So I cut a 1/2 inch off the edge, and then that leaves me lots of leeway to be able to get the board in and out of my sleeve. Hey, Jen! Is Jen here? Hi. Well, I bought my Cameo through Amazon, so it's supposed to be coming tomorrow. Hoo-hoo! I accidentally paid for Prime, so I've been using it. Actually, the delivery on my Cameo will probably almost pay for my Prime, but anyway. Yeah, exactly. It is, LJ. Because I did one without it and it was a pain. And losing a ½ inch doesn't really make that much of a difference in how many stamps you can get on the board. So what I've done with my catalog one, this is my catalog page. So this one plus this set, okay, is on this page. And my tabs are going to be color-coded according to the category. For example, my backgrounds and borders, that's going to be like purpley blue. So I'm going to have different color tabs. That way, when I look at my catalog, I'll know exactly which bin to go to find that stamp. Now, my wood-mounted stamps, I'm also going to make the catalog pages, obviously, for my wood-mounted stamps that are staying wood-mounted. But it will go in its own section and will have its own color coding. So, they are, LJ, and they're so cheap at Costco. You know, 200 page protectors for like 10 bucks or whatever. So, now they didn't all stamp perfectly because I'm stamping from, you know, a board here, and the different brands are different heights. So, but I put the better quality stamped one in my catalog. They just need a reference. And so then I have those. So this is borders, backgrounds, and borders. Okay, that's for that, right? Oh, I'm keeping them all in order here. I don't want to lose the order. So then there's that set. They're not by sets. I took sets apart. It didn't matter. I categorized them according to my categories. Those are see those square stitched squares? Those are my new stamps I bought at my last crop. Can't wait to use those. I have no idea. Most of them, I don't know what brand they are or anything because packaging was thrown out long ago for most of them. Oh, who recognizes these? Who recognizes these stamps? I'm going to use these today on my stream. Yeah, I am, Dixie. Yep, definitely. But I haven't used them, especially last year since I moved. But even before that, they weren't organized. And so I didn't use them. So now I'll be able to use them, and I'll be able to, yeah. So these will get used today for my journal page. Now, when I trimmed Patty's, by the way, oh, in case you didn't know, these are Patty Polly Parrish stamps. These are the 2 stamps. And, yep. And, these are the 2 stamp sets, and they fit all on one page for me, which I'm very happy with. Of course, she's coming out with new sets. Patty's going to bankrupt me. Man, first the PBO, and then her stencils, and now her stamps. Geesh Louise. Oh. Now, a year and a half ago, I wouldn't have gone for these stamps at all. But now with the Gelli plate and getting more into the art journaling, I can see me using these much more. Now, Patty stamps come unmounted, just the rubber. So you have to mount them and cut them apart. So, but around each stamp set, there was this border of rubber. So I trimmed out the inside of the rubber and kept the border. And, all right, so that's the sheet's like 5 by 8. So I kept that as a border stamp. Then the second set, I cut the border into lengths and made some cool line stamps. Then there was lots of rubber left from in between the different stamps. So I made 1, 2, 3, 4 different stamps with the leftover rubber from in between. And just mounted them on Easy Mount. Now these ones where you can see the Easy Mount in between, I just covered it with baby powder to get rid of the sticky. So that's a whole extra like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stamps I got by cutting apart her. Oh, yay, Jamie. Way to go, Morgan. Woohoo. Good for you. Now these are other cool stamp set. Okay, I'm really trying not to drop all these. These are elements now. I call these elements. This is starting into elements after Patty's stamps. Elements are anything kind of extra that can be used on a page or a card. Hearts, clocks, keys, dress forms, flowers. I put all of those into the elements category. I only have one heart. I think that's my only heart stamp. That's a lonely heart stamp. Okay. Now this is part of a huge stamp set that I got from Oriental Trading a couple of years ago. So it had all these snowflakes, and I decided to keep these sentiments with it instead of on my sentiments, in my sentiments section, just because they're basically one word, and I put the chillin' upside down, but oh well, whatever. And it goes with the snowflakes and stuff. So I left those together. But this end of this whole page, okay, these were both all on the same big, huge stamp set. Thank you, Dee Dee. I do. I forgot that I had a lot of these stamps, of course, because I didn't have them. So, yeah. Well, Eileen, I don't have as many as Rach. Of course, that's not saying much, is it? But see, all these stamps, I got on sales and stuff at Molly Square and online on sale. I've got a few sets. This is a Close to My Heart stamp set here. This is a Tuesday Morning, this moving one. I don't know who this one is. There's an element missing there. I think I lost it. Yeah, right. Aren't those trees great? Ugh. And then there's a movie one. That one could have gone in my sentiments one, but it's not really one I would use on a card, so more for scrapbooking. All right. Oh, these are two of my favorite sets. These are going to get used a lot. Look at all the cool leaves. And some more elements. There's like different sets and then some just individual ones on this one. And I love this set too. I may use that one today, we'll see. So I still have another day's work to do. I don't have this many left to do, but I still have quite a few left to do. So this was a big round set, I think. Might have been even by Prima. I can't remember who it was by. big round 12 by 12 round circle. I had to cut it apart so it would fit right on the... All right, let me get all these back in without messing up the order here. Okay, so that was what I did yesterday. So I thought what I would do is go through. I don't know what I did with that stamp set. I've got one there that I don't know where the stamp set went to with it. Okay, so I have one here that's cards that I have set aside specifically for cards and sentiments and cards. These sets. So what I'm going to do is just going to do one page just to show you the process. Okay? Do you guys want to see the process or do you understand it? Would you rather me go on to a journal? Thank you, Dee Dee. Yeah, that's for sure, Dixie. Yesterday, I think I stamped more than I've stamped in the last year together. The whole year. Oh, dear. But it's worth it. And I'm getting something done, so... then it's something I can do while I'm sitting. Yeah. Really, Jeannie? Almost? I don't know if almost is quite the word there. Do you want to see me do a set, or would you rather? Judy, I have Christmas and seasonal. So I have Christmas. I have a couple of like Halloween, not Halloween, they're more like Thanksgiving ones. They're fall ones. There's pumpkins and leaves and stuff. So yeah, but I call it's holidays and seasons is what the category is. Although I don't have my Mother's Day one in there. My Mother's Day one I have in my card category. So it's just basically big holidays. Yeah, so Christmas and fall. Yeah. So, yes or no? Do you want to see me do a one set of stamps, or would you rather me go right on to a journal page? Well, they're not Halloween stamps, really. Let me see, where are they? Okay, hold on. They're in this bin, I think. They're not Halloween per se, because, you know, I don't like Halloween. Well, not that I dislike it, I just... Why would I make cards for Halloween? Here are my two fall stamp sets. They're technically your Thanksgiving stamps, technically, but our Thanksgiving is early. But let me put something behind them so you can see them. That would help. Let me put a piece of white paper behind. Okay, I think they're Inka-Dinka-Doo. So I've got this set. That's a very cool tree. That tree would be great for that watercoloring technique. Ooh. Yes, I'll make divider. I make dividers. I'm going to make dividers in the color for each section. For the binder and for the bin. Yeah. So, tabs actually in the bin. Each page will have a tab in the bin. So. That's it. That's as close to Halloween as I get, Eileen. And they're not even Halloween, so there. Okay, so let me do one page, so you'll just see the process and kind of how long it took me to do each page. All right, so here's the chipboard that I use. Comic board it is. So, take my trimmer, which has its chipboard blade in it still, taking off 1/2 inch so it fits in the page protector easier. Don't tell Joycey, but I'm not keeping all those 1/2 inch strips. Okay, don't tell her. Okay. Now, so then I go through and see, I try and put sets together that I'm kind of think I might use more. Like there's a new one, I'm going to put that on a page, and I want to put these two sets together because they're the same company. So let's see what happens. So these are art impressions. Hi, Vaughn. Oh, darn calendar, Vaughn. Okay, so this is a set that has these ladies. Let me see if I can show you the, well, I'll be stamping it anyway so you can see it. But they've got balloons and they're kind of jumping. Oh, let me take it out of the wrapper so you won't get any. So these wonderful art impression ladies. They've got balloons. These will be great for watercolor. And then these sentiments. Cheers to you, classy and fabulous. It's your day. Celebrate. We'll be friends even when the candles cost more than the cake. So those are the sentiments that came with this set. So, I'll see how much I can get on this. Now, this doesn't come with a piece of acetate, so I have to go over to my acetate that I have collected. Make sure I have a piece that's big enough for all the sentiments and the okay, I think I need a bigger one, a longer one. There we go. That'll work. Okay, so first I have to take the piece. I don't take the backing off until I'm ready to. So now I have to take this piece of acetate and put way too much ATG on it. So if any of you have a lot of chipboard collected from cereal boxes, that would work for this. That one's going to have to go that way. All right, so I'm just going to get these two sets on this one, which is fine. Now I have to figure out these ladies and which way they're standing according to the picture so I can get. Yeah, okay, so that one in the bottom, two balloons on the top. Okay. Oh, I love these stamp sets too. Okay. Cheers to you. Okay, so that goes that way. This one, I like to get my sentiments on the right way if I can. Back. Welcome back, Fawn. All right. Then the cake. Okay. Goes that way. All right. So, like I say, these come with 2 pieces of acetate. I only need 1, so I'll keep that on a side. And I'm going to trim this down a little bit so that it fits. Of course, I could cut the title art impressions off the stamp set, but I don't do design team. Even if I use them on my YouTube, I'll just have to do my best. I'm not going to be one of those people that link everything up, even if I do YouTube, so I'll make people search for the stamps. Oh dear, I know, I'm bad. So I just simply put the tape right on the back of this, stamps on it and all, and a couple going the crossways. Jamie making beans again. Didn't she make beans last Monday? Sheesh. Always at my stream. Alright, so take my archival black. Oh, I almost lost that. This is just a lone sentiment stamp. So since I have room here, I'm just going to stick it on there. I don't know. It was from a stamp set that didn't really need it to be with it. So I'm just going to add it here on this page. Now I'll show you this stamp set here that I just put on. It's hilarious. I love it. What am I doing here? Oh, I just put the tape on the wrong side of this. Hold on. I had the... Doesn't really matter. Well, except I want to... It's too late now. I think I'll use just a plain piece of acetate because it will be it'll turn black with the archival ink anyway, so, and it's going to be backwards anyway, so it doesn't matter. I'll have to see it from the stamp. page. Arch rival? No, archival. I didn't mean to say arch rival. Not sure what came out. Who knows? I'm just a little bit tired. I was up late stamping and then I didn't fall asleep because I didn't. And I was watching YouTube and I was watching Inspector, or what's it called? What's his name? Lewis, which was the sequel to Inspector Morse. Okay. All right. So this stamp set, I'll show it to you when I stamp. All right, so I have my page ready here to stamp onto. And so I make a lot of mess sometimes on my page. I don't care. Doesn't matter. Now this stamp set's never been stamped, but it's a good quality rubber, so it should be all right. Oops, see? And I put the paper on top because I have different thicknesses of stamps here. That way I can just rub with my hands. This isn't for perfect stamping impressions. There's no way I'm stamping each stamp individually. I want it where it's sitting on the page anyway. I want it in the same order so I can quickly grab it off the back. Okay, this bottom one needs a little better inking. So let's try that again. This is a fairly new ink pad and it's already fraying on me. Alright, let's try this again. Might have to stamp it a third time. Get one good enough to use. I've got an extra page here just in case. Okay. So this stamp set I'm going to have to do it separately somehow. Hold on. Let me use the back side of this one. Let me do this one first. This one does stamp better when it's on the stamp pad alone. I think the ink's just drying because it takes me so long sometimes to... Okay, let's just see what happens here. I'm going to have to rub all sections or it's not going to come up either. Oh, hi, Pavla. Oh, it turned out really good, except I put it on the... Oh, for heaven's sakes. Nobody stopped me. I stamped it on the wrong side of Okay. Let's try this again. Sure, finally get a good stamping, and so sometimes you have to do the stamp set separately, especially if you have different thicknesses. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this one says, I always cook with wine. Sometimes I even add it to the food. So on the outside of the card, you'd put, sometimes I cook with wine, and then on the inside, you put, sometimes I even add it to the food. My favorite recipe, eat out. Do I look like a morning person? And one cannot live by coffee alone. Have a donut. They're not cute. They're cute, huh? All right, so let's stamp this one over here. I just line it up. Okay, and the other side. Of course, I have to do this twice. There we go. I'm just going to turn this a little bit so that it's straight. Okay, so there's one stamping, and I'll put that on the back of this one, and then I'll stamp another one for the see, now I've got black all over there. I don't care. Doesn't bother me. I don't care. No worries at all. Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly, Dee Dee. 2 Saturdays would be nice. They're talking about Mondays being horrible. There was still ink on that one. So, and I'm never going to get it lined up perfectly. Oh well, doesn't matter. Oops, and this. There we go. Alright. If close enough, I only need to know what stamp set it is. So I need 2 of these. So one of these goes in here. And one, that's ready for the second stamp set to go in there. Now this one goes on the back. Hold on, I'm going to put this down so I don't put the ink everywhere, because I'm going to get ink everywhere. All right. So this is the side I want, and I want to make sure I turn it the right way so they're sitting the correct way. And on goes the can see why it took me so long. Most of them I didn't have to stamp twice, or like 4 times. There's only one or two that I had to, that I messed up, but of course, since I'm on live, I'm going to mess up the one I'm doing. And I'm just going to check again and make sure I'm getting it the right way. Yep. Line this up. All right. So that, ladies, is my stamp storage. So this is going in the cards and sentiments category. And it goes in the package with the stamped image facing forward. There. Okay, and so now this is ready for the other stamp set that's going to go with this collection. So, any questions about that? Of course, a lot of you probably don't have the collection of stamps that I have, so it wouldn't take nearly as long. Yeah, I know, Helene, eh? But you can't use, well, it's harder to use digital stamps in your journal pages, but anyway. I do enjoy stamping, so. Alright, so I'm going to stop this recording and save it as is, and